work with pay us for access to so that they can hire the best people. The most popular profiles are obviously, or I should say most typically, well-respected individuals for what they're known for. So make yourself really popular by having a simple profile that people can view. The last piece of advice I think we have is showcasing your work. So I don't remember if you have this, but you can upload examples of presentations, awards, certifications, videos of yourself at presentations. All of that stuff can be uploaded as attachments onto your profile. So you definitely want to provide bodies of work or proof of success that you've had on your profile if you have them. I wouldn't like stretch, a one-page essay into something in here unless it's like an amazing piece of work you're super proud of. But if you have those things, definitely upload them. They'll all be done through your settings. So I think of like someone who writes a thesis. That may be something you want to add. Or someone who's been published in a magazine or for an article or something. Which leads to the last part of that, which is you can write articles on LinkedIn and publish them to your network and allow people to read them, share them, etc. Articles, I would suggest, are the most underutilized part of LinkedIn as a platform. This is my perspective. I don't know if data supports that or not, but it's rare. And these will be shared on your profile. And you can write an article about anything. And it doesn't even have to be long. 500 words or less are the most popular articles. So this is just a long-form post, if you will, where you're expressing your thoughts on any given topic. You include a picture or title and your paragraph or your body, and then publish it, and that will be attached to your profile. I've seen folks that are really involved with causes they care about, different political aspects, different professional topics that they're really passionate about. Post those. The only thing I encourage is, like with everything on your profile, consider the way it will reflect on your brand and ensure all of that is consistent with the way you would want to be talked about if you weren't in the room. And you'll have a profile that does you very well. Anything to add?
Nope.
That was a lot. So questions, thoughts from the room? Yeah,
Can you touch on cover photos quickly?
Yeah. Lindsay, do you want to talk about it since you have a crazy cool one?
This is actually a background of a wall in our New York City office. They recommend don't just putting like your company's logo in the background because it's not creative, it's not interesting really. So this was my unique way of hopefully showing my personality a little bit by having a photo. One of my colleagues has like a picture of an ocean because her long-term goal is to be living by the ocean. So I think for you guys, it's just another way to show your authentic self through your profile while still making it appropriate for those employers that are going to be looking at your page. Yeah.
I think you had a question also.
Can you go through the process of showing how to share like articles or work of your own?
Yeah.
You said it was in the settings.
You can do it on your mind, uploading like a file.
Might have to disconnect to reconnect.
It must be on a timer or something.
We could. Is there another question while we get? Yeah.
Could you talk about LinkedIn Learning? What is it? How does it work?
Great question. Is anyone familiar with lynda.com? Yeah? Okay, so several. Lynda.com, for those not familiar, was an online website that was professionally curated educational content, high-quality videos, courses, and some of which were even considered replacements for in-classroom or on-the-job work. So starts at very basic fundamental learnings and works through courses over time. Some are as short as 30 minutes, some are as long as 12, 15 hours. So LinkedIn Learning is the acquisition of lynda.com by LinkedIn. So think of it just renamed and then blown up and include a ton more content. Our executives will produce content, founders of companies will produce content, world-renowned photographers will produce content, and again, they're just courses that will teach you anything. I learned how to use my GoPro and to shoot videos that were less bad than they were before by watching like 9 hours of how to use GoPro and shoot a good video. Know people that have watched courses on how to sell to Fortune 500 executives or how to deliver a good presentation. The cool thing about LinkedIn Learning, because it's part of the same platform, is if you take a course, you can share on your profile that you completed that course. We have a philosophy that will be a little bit weird sharing in a university, but it's called skills, not schools. And that is, as the challenge to repay student debt continues to mount on top of the graduating population, some students may start again choosing that college isn't the only route, and they will in turn choose to pursue developing skills over time, either on the job or through alternate means. Lynda.com provides an option for both student bodies and non-student bodies to develop similar skills that will make them more employable in the future. And we want to give, we want to showcase that when individuals in either scenario complete work. So does that answer the core of your question? That was kind of a big overview.
Thank you, yes.
And I'm not saying don't go to college.
Lifelong.
What else?
How can they use LinkedIn to look for a job?
There's a whole jobs portion of LinkedIn. And I'll try to give a headline description here because it can quickly become a lot. But you can essentially search for a job title, a skill, a industry, a company, and see all the jobs available you can apply for. It will not filter whether you're applicable or not, but it will show you that compared to common applicants for a role, this is what percentage of that applicant pool in which you sit. So, let's say you are graduating with your MBA and you have a lot of experience with finance. And there's a entry financial role open at Yahoo in Omaha. And you want to go for that. Because of all your background and experience, you're probably going to be in the top 10% of applicants for that role. It'll tell you that and encourage you to apply. It will also show you who you know at the company and allow you to ask them for a recommendation or a referral. If you back way out of all that and I just look for a random job at a company I know no one, I can see all that information, see the job description, could apply also, and everything in between.
Is it a way to filter out, say the position you're looking for? For most of us, it's going to be after graduating, you're looking for a position. When you look for jobs on LinkedIn, it essentially gives you a wide array of things that people require, 5 years of experience or whatever the case is. How do you filter out all of those things that you're not qualified for? And just
Yeah, great question. You can filter by parts of the country, you can filter by skills, you can filter by titles, experience required, seniority, all of those things are options. Our employers are doing the same thing. So I told you there was just under 600 million people on LinkedIn. They want to weed out all the stuff that isn't going to fit. So just like you, they're filtering out all that stuff also. There's a more complex feature that's a part of your profile, which is again why we encourage every student to always have a profile, which allows you to choose what jobs you want surfaced to you. So there's this technology on LinkedIn called Jobs You May Be Interested In. You may see it in your feed if you've looked through a feed before. This assesses your profile, assesses jobs out there, and tries to create matches. The more information you give LinkedIn, the better the matches. It also helps us, of course, help our employers find better matches. So you can choose, even if you currently have a job, I'm open to a new opportunity tomorrow. I'm ready to quit. Or I'm really, really happy, but if the right opportunity came around, I would consider a cup of coffee. I'm interested in these cities on the East Coast, but not those cities on the West Coast. Or I never want to relocate at all. So all of these things help you get the right stuff coming to you automatically, as well as if you're proactively searching. We have a couple other folks, Teresa and Phil, that joined us, and they are absolute experts on all things jobs. So if you have anything to add, please speak up.
I was going to add. So, quick intro, I've been with LinkedIn for a little over 4 years now, and Phil and I are both in the role of what we call customer success managers. So we partner with Mark's team and Lindsay to help them work with the clients to see the return on investment of their products that they're looking to have. So the part that I was going to have add is, Lindsay, if you want to click on one of the jobs. Another cool thing, this is a recent thing that our clients are loving, and I believe our clients are as well, is if you scroll down and click on See More, they have in here, well, this one doesn't do it. we need to get on that person. But basically, they have the ability to select certain skill sets. They can have up to 10. So when you pull up a job for the people who are actually following the rules and doing what they're supposed to, you would have the ability to see, do you match their top 10 skills that they're looking for? And they're just little green dots. If you have it on your profile, it matches on here, then you'll be able to see that and be able to know right off the bat, yes, I match this, no, I don't. Clients can, the company can do the same on the back end. So,
That might be a limited listing.
yeah.
Oh, that could be.
So, does that help to answer your question on weeding out the ones that work and don't? Awesome.
Were you able to show the settings now for uploading? Or maybe we can do that in a one-off unless everyone wants to see it, just in case it breaks again.
I have it on my phone, so it should be good.
But you need to be on your profile because you'll have to edit your profile.
Oh, okay, go back to mine.
All right, so if you'll click on the edit profile or add a profile section. Scroll down. Additional information. I'm sorry, accomplishments. You can see here where if Lindsay were to click a plus button on any of these are all different things she can list. So I mentioned publications, certifications. If anyone here has any patents, I'm really interested to hear what they are. Courses you've completed, either continuing education or postgraduate. Projects, honors awards, you can scroll down further, test scores, languages, organizations, etc. So literally anything you've ever done, there's a place for it, it seems. Other questions?
I have a question on the contact info section. Sometimes, do they have a place where they could add an email address, or
Yeah.
is there a default on what shows?
I think if you click the pencil there up top, you can insert all the information. So it just showed for a second ago, website, phone number, website, if you have that, and you can choose what's public and what's not. There's also an option, of course, for people to still communicate with you if none of that's public. And if you want to require them to know that information to connect with you. So there's some really big public figures or celebrities that want to make sure that they don't just get bombarded with thousands a day. You need to know like their email address and the email address they have with their profile in order to connect with them. So we noticed that with some of our executives that just get bombarded. Our CEO naturally is really active on the network, but not anyone can connect with him. In fact, I don't think he even has a connection option. I think he just has a follow option. All of this is accessible to any member, but of course, you have control over that.
And if I could kick in there too, when you set up your profile, we always do encourage having at least 2 email addresses on your own profile. You, like Mark mentioned, have one publicly available, one that's not if need be. We get this question a lot, well, I just want my personal work email address, but as you start working someplace, definitely include your work email address or something along those lines. It's just to help with the technical side too of whether it be the 2-factor authentication, and also just make sure, like, if you accidentally get locked out, there's another resource to be able to help you get back into here.
Yeah, I think we'd encourage everyone in the room to at least publish an email
Yeah.
for the sake of creating those opportunities. So in the next week, who's going to have a profile they're proud of? Yeah? All right. Well, thank you guys for letting us talk at you for the last hour or so. We'll be hanging out for a few if you want to come up and ask questions more individually. But it's been exciting to see your school, and thanks for joining us.